I had things I need to work on. Like when during our single parent days, I would take Troy to the 70-mile-an-hour batting cage. Remember?
Yeah, and I remember he told me I was batting on the wrong side of the plate.
Correct, because
he was watching you and you.
I was
weird lefty.
Well, here's the deal, though. See, clarity has always been my strong suit.
Okay.
So when Troy was little, I noticed that he was going to be left-handed. He was actually throwing with his left hand. And I knew the perils of being left-handed because I am.
Yeah, what's your tell your story on, you call it handism.
Handism.
Because you're a lefty, like all the things that.
Correct. That people are racist against you throwing left-handed.
So you couldn't play shortstop.
You can't play shortstop. You can't play third base. You can't play second base.
Right, you're stuck at first.
And you can't catch.
And you can't catch.
So that's like 4/9 of the baseball field that's off limits to left-handers.
Right, and like the scissors were not made for this.
The scissors are made for right-handers back at that time. In fact, in the Catholic schools, the nuns would stop the kids from writing left-handed.
Wow. Oh.
And like when you drive your car, usually you shift the gears with your right hand in the old days.
Right.
So the emergency tools, like the shut-off on an emergency tool, like a power saw, is there for the right-hander's thumb. And left-handers, you got to go for yourself. You probably have to lose 4 fingers to get the thing turned off.
So yeah, it's a handed society.
And when I was a kid, imagine this: 5-year-old kid going out into the world, not thinking that left-handedness was bad.
Right.
So when I get to kindergarten, they give you this paper to write on, and the lines are about this thick with a little blue line in the middle.
Yeah, I remember.
And they give you a pencil that's about this fat.
I remember the fat pencils. I even had the fat pencils.
Right, so you start trying to write your name and write, and when you're left-handed, you drag your hand across the word.
The pencil. So it's all smudged and...
Right. So I would bring my little report card home, and it would have, they gave you S's and U's.
Satisfactory and non-satisfactory.
It'd be full of S's, but then when it came to neatness, I have a U. They would give me a report card that was as big as my body. I almost had to drag it home walking behind me because the U was so big on it.
Right.
And my mom couldn't tolerate U's.
She had no empathy for you being left-handed and having to write across.
Correct.
So which is why you write upside down now.
And I'm the only left-hander in my neighborhood. Imagine this. No boys in my neighborhood had to cook dinner but us.
Right.
None had to babysit but us. And none had dishpan hands but us. I'm in the hood trying to learn to walk. You know how we walk with one leg longer than the other? I got all this pressure on me to walk in the hood because we actually moved even further in the hood.
Right.
When I was 4th grade. So our grandmother takes us to school to sign us up, and she calls them walking a dog. And my grandmother used to dress in men clothes all the time. Because she just was from the country.
Right.
So here I am, moving to a new school. I'm in 4th grade, and being cool is important.
Very
by
important.
That time in the hood,
especially for a new kid.
Right. So we're in school. She signs us up. So that first day of school, I come home, and these girls come knocking on the door. And I start liking girls in the 5th grade, but not in the 4th grade. So they knock on the door, and I'm thinking, hey, I must be pretty cool.
Right.
They asked my mom, can I come out and jump rope with them? I thought, no, I play baseball.
Yes. You're not jumping rope.
What's this jump rope stuff? So, as I grew up in the neighborhood, we would play stickball, but I could never use anybody else's glove because I'm the only left-hander.
Right.
So I told my dad, I said, Dad, I need a baseball glove. And
a lefty baseball glove.
A lefty baseball glove. So he went down to this store, and he brought me this glove. And so because he labor,
right,
and working 2 jobs, so he don't have a lot of money.
Right.
So he bought me what he could afford. So he comes home and he's got a glove, and it looked like Babe Ruth's glove. The fingers weren't even together, And I looked at the glove, and I wanted to barf right on it, but I couldn't make it feel
bad because he couldn't afford a real glove.
Right. So I said, "Oh, thanks, Dad." And I'm thinking, I can't take this outside.
Because then they're going to clown you.
Yeah, because all my friends had gloves with rawhide all up and down the side.
Right.
And here I got this Babe Ruth looking glove. So I go get some shoestring and a can opener. And I put two holes in each string. So then I didn't have no rawhide, so I take the shoestring and cross it.
Make it look like a...
Yeah, so I'm thinking my friends won't notice. I get two skeps on the schoolyard, and my friends are laying out laughing at my glove.
Yeah, I can see that. So Troy is like left-handed,
so he's
trying to hit. No, it wasn't 70. It was like 80 mile per hour.
Yeah, he was hitting left-handed and throwing left-handed. So what I did, I went out and bought him a right-hander's glove.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't telling you everything I was doing, to stay ahead of you guys.
Right.
Some of these are my tricks. So I bought him this right-handed glove, and he put it on his right hand, so he started throwing them.
Right-handed.
Now, I wanted him to keep batting left-handed because there's an advantage to being a left-handed batter.
No question.
But a disadvantage to being a left-handed thrower.
No question.
So I had already sucked him in because I bought him that right-handed glove, and that's why he's throws right-handed today.
Right. But he did a lot of things.
He did a lot of things right-handed, but he didn't realize what I did to him. I mean, left-handed.
Right.
He didn't realize.
As Chris Rossburn would say, he was amphibious.
Yeah. 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 And so when we would go to those batting cages, I would let him go into the 70, 80 mile an hour cage, and the mothers there would say, "Are you sure that's safe?" I said, "Look, the ball's been thrown over the plate. He's got a batting helmet on.
Yeah.
And if it hits him, it's not going to kill him."
No,
they would
hurt
say,
a little bit.
"Oh, I just don't. Clutched by pearls."
Yeah, but he could hit a fastball.
Well, what would happen was when he would play with kids his age, like when he got to be 7 or 8, 9 years old, he would hit out the balls all out of the park, and he was bigger than the kids. So they would want birth certificates because they thought he was too old.
Right.
And they didn't realize he was actually younger.
Yeah.
Because he was always playing up because he was bigger.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah. Well, of the three of us, you were more the Punch and Judy, and I was... How did that work?
Wait.
In baseball. So, you were the Punch and Judy.
Wait a minute.
Troy and I were the power hitters.
Don't even... You need to go get a pen and pencil to write this out because obviously you're confused. You are totally confused.
Maybe I remember. I'm misremembering.
Yeah, you're totally misremembering. You're totally misremembering. I'm at number 4 for the college baseball team, so they don't put the power hitter
at 9. They put
9.
him at 4.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I hit. If you were to go up to Jet Stadium in Columbus, I hit a 420-foot shot in the Northwest East-West High School All-Star game. So don't play me cheap.
Okay. So maybe that was.
Yeah. So that the Punch and Judy hitter was you. Troy was the one who had a lot of power. You guys saw me hit a softball out of it further than you. So no.
So maybe
your
that
memory's bad on that one.
Maybe
you were a Punch and Judy.
Maybe that was.
Troy was a power hitter. I was a power hitter. You were Punch and Judy.
No, I mean I hit home runs. I just didn't hit as many.
And you didn't hit them as far.
And I probably didn't hit them as far.
Like you hit your home runs look like you were using a wiffle bat. Like when I come up to the plate, I think you're gonna think this is exaggeration, but it's true. The first baseman used to put on catcher's equipment.
Maybe a slight exaggeration.
No, he did. After I would hit one past the first baseman,
he'd come out the next inning.
And the next time they said, "Look, you got to put shin guards on, that little paddy thing, and a face mask,
so you don't get hurt."
So you don't get hurt.
I think that might be a slight exaggeration, but I just recently saw a replay. Maybe it was on YouTube of one of Troy's games. Because I was in college, so I didn't get to see baseball games. But he was a freshman. I think he hit it on the tennis courts over there.
Yeah.
And as soon as he hit it, you could see that it was way, way out.
Yeah, he did.
But I was a defensive specialist.
Correct.
But I hit for average too. So
Correct.
I will accept.
However, I did tell Troy that one that he hit out on the tennis courts that it took extra time to get out.
What do you mean?
Well, when I hit him out, there was a whiz.
By the way, I'm gonna start calling you George and Wheezy because we gotta buzz in to get into your gate. Anyway, okay, so
it's
go ahead.
riff raff out. So, like my home runs would get out and there would be like a sonic boom behind it. Boom! His just went like high in the air. It's kind of like a big long pop up.
Infield fly that went out.
Yeah, and I told him. Now he says I don't want to give him credit, but there was a big wind blowing, and he says that I told him that the wind blew it the other half of the way. that it would have been what they call a can of corn. Otherwise,
Wow.
that's baseball talk.
Well, yeah,
in case you never
no,
played.
no,